Hello everybody. So, this is the progress I've made so far on our King of the Hill map. There are 4 capture points marked by the beacons that change as the time wears on, every 180 seconds to be exact. So you can see here, this hill, as it's called, is already lit up. That means this one is the last previous one. It'll actually change going clockwise at the start of the next round. Just give you a little tour of the map right here. So, one of the teams will start over here, and the other team will start on the other side. And since it's kind of random, sometimes one team will start with an advantage, sometimes they'll start even. It just makes things a little more random. But one team will start over here, and throughout here will be littered respawn points. I haven't set up a good system for randomizing the respawning yet, but I wanted to just be a completely random setup. So they're identical identical hills like this on either side. The whole map is actually symmetrical. So you can see there's another hill here. We've got a few little areas around this hill. Most of this is actually underground. You come up to this hill, you can fall down and have to go back out another way around. Same with the back side and the sides. They all connect actually, so there's this one up there and over here, and they just come out near the sides over by where the spawning area is. Got a few ways up. There's just a regular staircase here. Coming this way, you can actually jump up this and get up over this way, as well as there's another staircase there and one in the center, of course. Got a nice assortment of walls and other barriers around the level to protect you from arrows. I'm gonna make arrows an actual major part of how this game plays. There's gonna be a lot of long range shooting. There's gonna be knockback to throw people out of the hill or off the level if it's over here. These two are actually here and here are actually pretty well. It's pretty easy to stay inside the hill, but it should be easy as well to get knocked out, fall down, and have to either respawn and get back or run a bit of ways to get back up into the hill and keep capturing points. And then these ones here are actually really well opened, and there's a lot of easy to defend points around it where you can do a lot of damage without being out in the open and easy to get killed. So that's actually how the level looks. There's going to be a few spawn points like in here. I'm thinking down in here, over here, the original points, and then maybe up there, and I'm not sure. That's about all I could think of. As for the redstone portion of this, some of this is in progress. Here's where I'm actually was messing with some things, but I don't know exactly where I'll put it. There will be, everybody will share a same respawn area, so they'll all, get killed that way. As for the main controls, there's a start, reset, and team reset button that can only be controlled if this switch is turned on for the override. That's just so if the admin or whoever needs to handle some extra things. The way it is actually when the team gets ready, they are stuck ready. Once you've stayed ready, you can't change back. That way people can't get off of the team or join the team after the team is ready. So at this point, team needs to be very sure that they're ready before they press that button. Just as a simple thing over here is this line goes down. Let's get rid of that. This line goes down, same on the other side. Hits an RS NOR latch all the way at the end here, and it actually checks against an AND gate to determine if both teams are ready. There's a reset along the bottom. Resets both teams, and the manual actually connects down into this from over on this side right here. Okay, yeah. For a second I'm like, I don't remember that part, and then I'm like, oh wait. Now that goes that way, the other one goes that way, and these manually reset the RS NOR latches. As well, they can also be set, they get reset when this AND gate pulses off. The AND gate will automatically also pulse down the start button line, go down to the bottom and start everything that way. And reset is of course only manual. And what will happen when you start a team is you press this button here, and it comes and it checks down here. We've got just a simple piston AND gate. Line comes down here and it's inverted from the other line. Line comes down here, checks to see if the team is ready or not. Pretty much this will be extended while the team is not ready, and if it is, it'll teleport the player over to this little side block here. If the player is successfully teleported over here, first of all, it'll gear them up. That's what these are set up for. It'll join them to that team, announce that they've been joined to that team, and teleport them into the team's holding area. So that's right up in here. Now, there's a second button in here. One second. Just, it's a leave team button. It's off to the side and whatnot. If this button is pressed, it'll trigger this where the player is kicked from the team. It'll announce that they have left the team, and it'll clear their inventory. And then after a tick, it'll teleport them to the very center of this waiting area. Pretty much mirrored same thing over here. Both of them are dependent on an AND gate. This one's just a Redstone AND gate over here. And that way, when the team is set to ready, you will not be able to enter or leave any that team. So if Team Blue is ready, they click the ready button, no one can join in. Over here is just a simple clock set up to set the time to day every so often. And I find that these clocks are actually working really well, much more so than the Redstone clocks. It seems that the Redstone like this, repeater-based clocks, such as I have to the bottom level, if you're too close to them, they actually give a lot of lag. I'm assuming that's a bug right now, because it's only a repeater clock. Now, I don't think I've changed too much. Oh, wait, no, I've changed this. On the last time around, I just had repeaters going into blocks that activated the command blocks here, but I found out that when I'm doing it that way, it doesn't actually work. It only pulses one every time it changes. And so this way, what it does is I actually have an AND gate here tied into this. AND gate pushes down. If it's set off, like here, pulls up. If it's set on, that will allow a pulse from our one-tick game clock to come through here, and that pulses this bottom line. Now, also, the top line gets pulsed for checking to see how many players are in a hill, and it changes the length of this redstone wire right along here based off of that. So either one team has the more players in the hill or the other team, and it'll change the length of that wire. Now that wire will power this array of pistons, and as long as the pistons are down, every second this pulses, it'll set off one of these command blocks. At least one, if, depending on the number of pistons that have been extended. And so each second that a piston is extended, it will set this, giving every player on that team 1 point. Because pretty much right now, how it works is I'm just giving the entire team 1 point per player, and then it's just teching versus the entire team. There's no setup right now for a team's score, and giving just one player the score for their team would be a little bit complicated redstone wise, and this is just a much simpler solution. Now, that's just mirrored, of course, for all the other hills, as you saw. And I did add in this pretty much when the hill is switched. As you can see, this is off, and it set this torch on. Now, when, say, this hill, the line goes off, it'll set off this torch and just announce that the hill is moving. As well, there's this line here. Runs underneath the level all the way to that specific hill, and just gets inverted right at the end to push one iron block up into a little 4x4 pad for the beacons. And that's what lets me change the beacons for the active hill. Right now it's only about a second lag between when the hill is moved and when the beacons change, which is pretty good. Most of that lag is just the time it takes for one beacon to shut off and the other one to start up again, and that just has to do with the whole beacon mechanics. Nothing I can really change redstone wise there. I can't really have it switch before. Either way, that's the major modifications I've done. There's only a few other little things down here. Oh, I don't need that anymore. I was just testing it. This one is just it's connected to the game start line. It transports the players to their starting positions. Things are getting a little compacted here. You see I've got a lot of blocks to cut off redstone lines where things get a little close. But otherwise, everything else is pretty much the same. Reset, if I didn't show the changes to it, is pretty much sets all players to a score of 0. Takes everybody off of Team 1 and everybody off of Team 2. So it just pretty much resets scores, resets everybody's teams. I'm going to have it also set up so that this little victory line here also sets off a small circuit, pretty much just kills everybody and sets everybody's respawn to the 0 point here. That way everybody, and clears everyone's inventory, so everybody gets back into the little game lobby room here after a game is up. But it, like how the reset line is, I have it set up so that you can at least see the scores and who is on what team after that, so everybody can look at it, and check that out. I do need to figure out a way to set up a reset button that is not linked to this one, so that it can be manually reset only after the game is complete. And I'm thinking I'll have some sort of system where this reset button can be can be an override button for this reset pressed once the game has been ended. Oops, don't mean to break things there. I like punching at things, and I'm always in creative mode, and it doesn't work out very well. Oop, extra block there. Either way, this is almost done. Hope you enjoy the progress I've made on this. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video and you like the idea. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I'm gonna leave a download link of this video, of the map as it is right now, in the description. Thanks you guys for watching. Bye.